Hello everyone! Welcome to my live stream for Module 4 of Oral Communication in Context. For those who do not know me yet, my name is David B. Dichoso. I'm a senior high school teacher of Cabarugis National School of Arts and Trades, Cabarugis, Quirino. I am now 26 years old because today is my birthday. Thank you very much for all of you who have greeted me, for those warm wishes that you gave me. I am very much grateful of it, and I receive every good word that you have said. Thank you very much. For today's video, we're going to be talking about our next lesson, which is the functions of communication. Last time, we talked about the different barriers of communication, strategies on how to avoid barriers of communication. We also talk about the different types of speech context. We have the intrapersonal, interpersonal context of communication, and many more. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the functions of communication. But before we move forward, let's talk about this statement. People communicate to meet different needs. Do you agree with that? I agree with this one. We humans, it's innate for us to communicate with people. When we need a food, we talk to our parents, or sometimes we go outside and fight for food. We interact with vendors. When we need to express our feelings, we communicate. We post something on our Facebook. That is a form of communication. Indeed, communication is part of us. It all points out that there are functions of communication. This morning, our goal is to discuss the functions of communication. And as we go through the discussion of the different functions of communication, let me first have a shout out with all of the students who are joining me today. I would like to shout out Liza Dane Pagbilao. Hello Liza, Angel Salamanca. Hello Leslie Paleng. Hi, shout out to you. Thank you very much for your greetings. From Section Amities, you flooded our group chat with your greetings for me. Thank you. Emerald, thank you very much. I appreciate your greetings for me. Shout out to Section Emerald, Ruby, Amber, Emerald, Sapphire, Onyx. All of you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for your warm wishes. Now, as we go through our discussion on the functions of communication, I have with me a bottle of soft drinks. And as I discuss the different functions of communication, I am going to associate this bottle of soft drinks to the different functions of communication. Are you ready? Are you excited? If you are ready, please click the like button, subscribe button, and ring the bell for you to be informed of our next live stream. Let's start. By the way, as we go through the different functions of communication, there is a challenge that you are going to do. You have to arrange the letters for us to form the functions of communication. I want you to comment down below the words to be displayed. Okay? You have to arrange the disarranged words. Okay? Ready? Let's start. What do you think is the first function of communication with the letters that are presented on the screen? Kindly comment down below. Kindly comment down below. Correct, you got it right, Christine. The word here is motivation. How are we going to associate the word motivation with this bottle of soft drinks? Let me give you an example. Well, if you are tired because of your work, maybe you had a jog for a long period of time and you feel thirsty, you don't have any water with you, then a bottle of soft drinks, cold soft drinks, would motivate you to run again, right? Form of motivation. In the bracket of communication, motivation is present when we encourage people, when we try to give them positive feelings, when we give them life with the words that we say. An example to this is like when we hear or listen to testimonies by our brothers and sisters in the church. Isn't it that there is a part wherein individuals are given the chance to testify of their experience with God? Hearing these messages from them will strengthen our spirit, will strengthen us to be anchored with the Word of God as we face the different challenges in life. The first function of communication is motivation. Like this one, when we associate it with it, if you're thirsty, have a bottle of soft drinks. You will be motivated. Let's move on with the next function of communication. What is the word in here that can be associated with this bottle of soft drinks to the function of communication? Can you comment down? Kindly comment down below. What do you think is this word? Diane, you are right. This one is social interaction. How is social interaction present in this bottle of soft drinks? How are we going to associate it with this one? When I bought this one from the store yesterday, I had a chance to interact, to communicate with the vendor when I said, "Can I have a bottle of Mountain Dew, please?" And then, "Sure." She replied, "Sure. By the way, what is your name?" So, a conversation started already. Social interaction happens when we communicate with people and we establish and build relationship with them. That's the second function of communication, social interaction. Are we good with that? Now let's move on with the next. What function of communication can be formed through these letters in here? Kindly comment down below your answer. What do you think is the answer here? Kindly comment down below. What do you think is the function of communication with the letters that are displayed on the screen? Okay, Diane said it's a little bit tricky and difficult. The first letter for the first word is I. And the first letter for the second word is D, as in David. What do you think is the answer? The first word, you got it right, Christine. The first word is information. What about the second word? Can you comment down below? What do you think is the second word for this third function of communication? It starts with letter D, followed by letter I. What do you think? Comment down below. Come on, you can do it. What do you think is the third function of communication? Kristen said that the first word here is information. What do you think is the second word for the function of communication? It's not demonstration, Christine. Will I give you now the answer? D, I, S, S. What do you think? Comment down below. Come on. I know you can do it. What do you think? Okay, let me give you now the answer. The correct answer here is information dissemination. Just like in school, when teachers lecture in front of the class, they inform, they disseminate details to their students. How are we going to associate information dissemination with this bottle of soft drinks that I have? Well, it's very simple. When you try to look at it, there are words written in here in this bottle of soft drinks. If you try to look at the back part, there is a label of the content of this bottle. Now, if I'm going to read this one, for example, the ingredients in here, it says that it contains carbonated water, sugar, acidity regulators, citric acid, sodium citrate. You see, I am informed of the content of this bottle of soft drinks. Information dissemination. Can you still remember the first function of communication? The first one is motivation. Second one, we have social interaction. Third one, we have information dissemination. Now let's move on with number 4. What do you think is the function of communication displayed on the screen? Diane, you got it right. That is control. How are we going to associate the word control with this bottle of soft drinks that I have? Any guess? Kindly comment down below your idea. If you try to look at it, this bottle has a cover on top of it. This cover controls the water from spilling out, right? It serves as the cover. It stops the liquid from being, scattered on the ground or splashed on the ground. So it serves as a control. In the bracket of communication, how is communication functions as a control of behavior? Isn't it at in your families, you have your parents or surrogate parents that guide you, and when you did something wrong, they give you pieces of advice. Well, with that, they try to control your negative behavior. They inform you to stop doing the wrong actions. Correct? And you should not fail to listen to them, because they know what is best for us. Inside the classroom, the favorite line of teachers, when the students are too noisy already, they will say like, quiet! Keep quiet, class! With that, when they heard that one, they will listen. They will stop. It controls behavior. Communication indeed controls behavior. That is the fourth function of communication. Are you good with that one? If yes, let's move on. What function of communication is this one? Kindly comment down below what they think is the fifth function of communication. Let me check the comment section. Correct, Diane. The second word is expression. What about the first word? What's the first word? Can you comment down below? What do you think is the first word for this function of communication? Correct, Christine. The correct answer here is Emotional expression. How is emotional expression can be associated with this bottle of soft drinks? Well, would you agree to me if I say that giving is a form of love, and love is a form of a feeling, of emotions? Yes or no? Yes. So when we try to give somebody a soft drinks, we're expressing our emotion of love towards them. Correct? When you treat somebody, when you give somebody with a gift, that's a form of emotional expression. On the other side, in the soap operas in our country, well, I commonly see this in soap operas. What they do with bottles of water when they have an argument with their enemies is that they're going to splash you with water. That's emotional expression. In communication, we can use it to express our emotions. How? When we express our feelings towards somebody. When you say, crush, I have been loving you. Something like that. See? When you say kind words, sweet words, words of thanks to other people, that's a form of emotional expression. And that's one of the functions of communication. Are you all good with that one? So the 5 functions of communication are, what's the first one? Let's try to go back. First one, we have this one. Motivation. When we encourage people with the words that we say, that is motivation. Our example given was testimonies in the church. The second function of communication, we have social interaction. When we create relationship with people, that is social interaction. When we start a conversation with them, that is social interaction. A simple hi, a simple hello would start a conversation, even relationships. Third function, we have information dissemination. It's like the label of this one. When we say things to others. Example, when our government officials do live stream on Facebook informing us on the update of COVID cases in our province, that is a form of information dissemination. Fourth function of communication, we have control. At home, in school, well, it's very evident. Communication controls behavior. Fifth one, we have emotional expression. When we say thank you, when we say I love you towards somebody, that is a form of emotional expression. Do you have questions with the functions of communication? If not, then we are going to have our short activity. You are to identify the function of communication in each of the following situations. Okay? I'm going to present sentences or different scenarios. We are going to understand what function of communication is that one. As we go through it, comment down below what do you think is the function of communication present or illustrated in the different sentences. Ready? So let's start with number 1. The teacher reads and discusses classroom policies to her students. Read it again. What function of communication is this one? The clue phrase is this: discusses classroom policies. What function of communication is illustrated in this sentence? It could be information dissemination, and it could also be control. Why? It's because policies inside the classroom are intended to control the behavior of the students. policies, rules and regulations, all of these are intended to be followed. Correct? I think we're good with that one. Number 2. Steven greets Jen, then they start talking about their plans for holidays. What function of communication is present in this one? Steven greets Steven greets Jen. They start talking about their plans for holiday. What function of communication is this one? Very good, Christine. This is social interaction. The clue word here is greets. Starts a conversation. Are you good with that? Let's move on. Princess shares her insights on how to live peacefully despite a complicated life. Now it's your time to read. What do you think is the function of communication present in this sentence? I find it encouraging. Princess tries to encourage her audience of living a life despite its problems. What do you think is the function of communication in this one? Comment down below. Correct, Christine. This one is motivation. Let's move on with number 4. Monica shares her personal frustrations with Dave. Now, it's your turn to read. What do you think is the function of communication in this sentence? The clue phrase here, shares personal frustrations. What function of communication is this one? Correct. This one is emotional expression. Number 5. The English teacher lectures his topic on the 5 functions of communication. Now, it's your turn to read. What function of communication is reflected or illustrated in sentence number 5? Comment down below. The correct answer here is information dissemination. Number 6. Sheila delivers her valedictory speech. Sheila delivers her valedictory speech. I think the possible answers for this sentence are motivation, emotional expression, and of course, it could also be what to think. Aside from motivation, emotional expression, I think those are the 2 best answers for this one. What do you think? Comment down below. Number 7. The President delivers his last State of the Nation address. What function of communication is this one? The President delivers his last State of the Nation address. What's the common content of State of the Nation address? Isn't it that they talk about their accomplishments, their significant accomplishments. I think this one is information dissemination. What do you think? It could also be emotional expressions. Number 8. A television personality thanks the supportive moviegoers during an interview. Now it's your turn to read. What function of communication is reflected in this sentence? The clue phrase is this: thanks the supporters. There's a feeling of gratitude manifested by the TV personality. What function of communication is that? When you say thank you to others, that is emotional expression. Number 9. The city mayor presents his strategies to execute the plans in a public forum. The city mayor presents his strategies to execute the plans in a public forum. What's the function of communication manifested in this one? Correct, Christine. Information dissemination. You got it right. Number 10. A tourist guide orients a group of tourists about a heritage site. A tourist guide orients a group of tourists about a heritage site. When we do orientation, isn't it that we present things to be done and not to be done? I think this one could be information dissemination. It could also be a form of control. Well, to present the rules and regulations in that particular heritage site. And of course, it could also be a form of social interaction. Are we all good with these examples now? Were you able to differentiate the different functions of communication? If yes, then that concludes our live stream for our topic on the functions of communication. If you like this video, please hit the notification bell. Please do not forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video to your grade 11 students. Once again, this is David B. Dichoso, your senior high school teacher from Camarugis, Quirino. I love you so much. Please take care of yourselves and always pray. Once again, God bless everyone and have a wonderful day. Shalom.